Alright folks, welcome to this exciting video and welcome to yet another storm here in Scotland folks. Once again this weekend I've been limited as to where I can go because of the extreme storm conditions. But basically I've just come down here to Sheilhill Bridge to check the magnitude and the ferociousness of this river here. And this is just incredible to see. There's an ancient stone bridge here, sandstone bridge, built in 1770, and then this slightly more modern bridge here, built in the 1960s and opened in 1970. And I'm just going down to this safe area here to get a bit of shelter from the rain, basically, right here on the adventure, folks. And just check this out. This whole area has been washed away in front of me. A few months ago I actually came down to this river's edge to explore and walk around under the bridge, and I'll link that video at the end of this one. But I can see the ferociousness of that burn over there. Is actually called the White Water, and on a day like today you can see why it's got that name. It's a white ferocious stream coming out of the side of the forest there. Even at this side there's another massive stream and a waterfall, and it's just so cool to see. This is obviously just a short little video. I was kind of passing by, and when I looked over the edge of the rail and I realised how ferocious it was here. Last year at this time, or even a few months ago, there was a path leading right across here. The good thing is this bridge is actually built onto the bedrock foundation. I believe all this earth and stuff that's getting washed away was actually dumped here when this big bridge was constructed in the 60s. But you can see even at the other side how the bridge is built onto the sandstone construction. Wow, it is mad folks, and at times like this you get whole trees and stuff just coming floating down the river. This is actually the River South Esk, I believe, that flows down here, and this is the same river which was washing out Brecon and things recently. Yeah, to get an idea of how deep the river is, the last time I came here, this cement piece that you can see the edge of, when I'm standing beside that, it's actually head height, and that shows the river's proper, like, probably 2 meters higher than it normally is. Because obviously I was able to walk right down underneath the old bridge, and it's crazy to think of the storms these old bridges have put up with over the years. But there you go folks, another little nugget of Scotland and the crazy history of this. Not even crazy history of the bridge, but more the crazy conditions of the land at times. I was just thinking I could take a walk up and have a look over the edge of this other little bridge. You can hear the roar from these rivers, it's just biblical. And I'm obviously like limited as to where I can go. Most of the roads are flooded out. Some roads are closed because of the extreme storms we had. Let's get the hood up. The rain's so heavy folks, it's just mad conditions, and that's how this week it'll probably be more like short videos, or I'm not even sure what adventures I'm about to get into. Whoa, this is properly flooded right here. Wow folks, this is special to see landscapes and environments at crazy times like this. And obviously it's probably dangerous being around bridges and things like this when there's storms. Any minute the force of the water could just annihilate it. You can see the colour of the trees now, the autumn colours here in Scotland. Yeah, look at it, the speed of the water and the colour of it. Pure brown and ferocious. And the crazy unique thing about this bridge right here folks, check this out. It's got this sundial here on it, which is a unique historical item. Wow, look, 1770. That was probably the final stone they laid on this bridge. And just look how ferocious this river is when we look each direction from here. Wow, I'm going to dry the lens here folks. It's just insane scenes once again on the channel. Look at the river looking away down this way. And this here was obviously the old main road. Think back in the 40s and the 50s. And all times from the 1700s on to the 1970s. You can imagine the vehicles coming round here. Originally probably horse and cart, and then later on as time progressed you would have gotten the cars coming round, and then one day this was just too narrow for modern vehicles, and that's when they obviously put the new big bridge in, and they kind of did away with this little kind of chicane bit that's at the side. But wow, to see the ferociousness of this weather. Look at this, here's the remains here of an old road sign that must have been at the side of the road. That's the kind of history that I love to see. There's a little beetle kind of making its way around the top of that. Wow. Yeah, it's just wild and unforgiving. If you fell in that water, you'd be a proper goner. And I'm going to basically head on to my next adventure, folks. That's been a short video, but it's been a bit of fun just documenting this River South Esk, I believe it is, that flows down here wild off these glen lands of Scotland, and then on to the, I think it ends up in the Montrose Basin, but it goes right under obviously the Brecon Bridge, and then on to Bridge of Dun, and both those bridges were severely damaged just last weekend in the last extreme storm. And now once again you can see it here. It's just crazy. Nature itself just pounding the landscape. Some of these old bridges is getting damaged, and that's how it's cool to kind of document them, save the history. They can disappear overnight, gone forever and forgotten. Here we are, folks. Anyway, I'm going to end this one here, folks. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll be back soon with the next scene, when hopefully the rain's off, but I don't think it will be.